When it comes to updates in Red Dead Online, the Frontier Pursuits was like that hit rock band that came on stage and almost everybody loved them because it was a nice band, which included the trader role, bounty hunter role, as well as collector role. But similar to other bands, like for example Van Halen, where you have Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace, along with the lead singer David Lee Roth, lead singers of these rock bands sometimes decide they can do better on their own and go solo. Sometimes it works out, most of the time it doesn't. And that is the case when it comes to the Bounty Hunter expansion. Here it is, my Bounty Hunter expansion review for Red Dead Online, the pros, the cons, as well as my final verdict. So that's the way I see the Bounty Hunter expansion role. It's that lead singer who does all right, but it's not just the singer that makes the band. And when you just go out on it alone, like with the Bounty Hunter expansion, it just doesn't work as well as it did with the Frontier Pursuits role. So first off, the pros. And actually I'm going to divide this into two subcategories, pros and pros with an asterisk by it. First off, the pros. We got some new horses. Yay, finally, new non-roll horses. I know they're new horses of breeds we already have, but you just got to take what you can get here. New varieties of the Foxtrotter, the Missouri Foxtrotter, as well as new varieties of the Mustangs. So I will consider that to be a pro, and the only pro in my opinion, as we move on to the pros with an asterisk. And the reason why there's an asterisk is because these pros technically end up being a con by the time we get to the cons. We have more bounty hunter role items, bounty hunter wagon liveries, which is something a lot of us have been asking for, the ability to have liveries and customize our bounty hunter wagon as well as the hunting wagon. Eventually maybe we'll have hunting wagon liveries for the trader expansion. I hope we don't have a trader expansion, Rockstar. And we also have some new bounties, even some dynamic bounties, and even legendary bounties that are going to be probably leaked out over the next few weeks. All that, of course, is tied to the prestigious Bounty Hunter license, which will cost you 15 gold bars. Plus, you already have to be ranked 20 Bounty Hunter, and you've had to have already bought the previous Bounty Hunter license, also 15 gold bars. Next is some new abilities. This is also a pros with an asterisk by it. We have the ability to increase ammo capacity for shotguns, rifles, pistols. We also have the ability to cook multiple cuts of meat simultaneously, as well as the ability to fast travel from your wilderness camp. All this has an asterisk by it because it's all locked behind Outlaw Pass 4, which will cost you 40 gold bars. So those are the pros of asterisks. Now we move on to the cons. I know, it didn't take us that long. What a surprise. First off, for about a day now, XP, cash, gold payouts have been broken for the trader cells, moonshine cells, bounty cells, completion of bounty missions. If you happen to be in a posse, the posse leader seems to get the payouts for bounty missions sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But apparently, Rockstar has allegedly fixed this issue. Hopefully that's the case, but for at least several hours or a day, players were reporting the lack of XP, cash, or gold payouts for a variety of things like trader cells, moonshine cells, as well as bounties, preventing players from ranking up the Bounty Hunter prestigious license and preventing them from ranking up in Outlaw Pass 4. The next con is daily challenge adjustments. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we talked a lot about it in my rant video last week, and it's actually worse than we feared when it comes to these daily challenge adjustments. For one thing, the 28-day streak is a limit now. Most of you know about that, where you can only go as far as 28 days with your daily challenges, and then it resets back to 0. But we also discovered that the starting payout has been cut in half. It used to be 20 nuggets per daily. Now it's only 10 gold nuggets per daily, earning you less gold and making it more difficult to earn gold in Red Dead Online. Next con is the Bounty Hunter's prestigious license. An additional 15 gold bars on top of the original license. That's 15 gold bars, which means it's going to cost you ultimately 30 gold bars to max out the Bounty Hunter role to rank 30, plus the ability to get all the Bounty Hunter content and items that are part of the prestigious package, including that saddle. The saddle looks good. I hear it might actually be a really decent saddle, core and stat-wise. However, my friend Red discovered, along with Tank Engine Jr. and others that purchased this saddle, that you cannot add the improved saddlebags to the new Bounty Hunter saddle. Hopefully that's something that Rockstar will fix, because I believe that all saddles should have the ability to upgrade when it comes to the improved saddlebags, as well as other upgrades as well, whether they actually serve a purpose or they're simply just cosmetic only. But there's a lot of copy pasta going on with the Bounty Hunter expansion. The Bola variants, and if you like the Bola variants, that's fine, but I count it as a con because it really doesn't add anything to the game except for quote-unquote looks. And speaking of looks, that extremely expensive Lamar variant you can eventually unlock through the prestigious Bounty Hunter expansion license. Some people like it, some people don't, but at the same time, it's a little pricey. The next con is no new weapons. Yes, we have new variants for the Bola, a new variant for the Lama, but there's no new revolvers, no new pistols, no new rifles, no new shotguns, no new repeaters, no new weapons, and no new hats or clothing, unless you count the things locked behind the Bounty Hunter role with the Thorogood outfit, which Ghost happens to like, or the clothing locked behind Outlaw Pass 4. So that's, as of right now, the only known clothing that we have in this update. It's quite possible there might be some drip-fed clothing or limited stock clothing that they bring out eventually in the future weeks ahead. But on day one, on launch of the Bounty Hunter expansion, we had no new clothing besides that which was locked behind the Bounty Hunter role or Outlaw Pass 4 paywalls. Another con, Outlaw Pass 4, in my opinion, is one of the worst Outlaw Passes so far. Abilities that we went over earlier, locked behind Outlaw Pass 4 paywall. It's going to cost you 40 gold bars. You might get 10 of that back this week via a rebate by purchasing Outlaw Pass 4 this week. And the other 30 gold bars you can eventually get back by maxing out Outlaw Pass 4. I did do a thoughts video going more in depth regarding Outlaw Pass 4. Feel free and check that out, along with my Outlaw Pass 5 leaked video. Both of those up on the channel. There's also no additional stalls. This is definitely a con, because we did get some new horses, as I pointed out. My only real pro is the new Missouri Foxtrotters, the new Mustangs. But if you already maxed out your stall space to 10, why didn't we get at least 5 additional stall spots, Rockstar, to purchase? Because the same issue that we've been having since the beta remains. You cannot sell your horse. You cannot get a benefit coupon for like 30 or 40% back on the next horse purchase. You have to discard a horse if you need that stall space. Even if it's a horse you no longer want, you're not going to get anything back for it. Zero, zilch, nada. You have to discard unwanted horses instead of at least selling them to get something back, some money, some gold, a coupon, for crying out loud. So that is an issue, along with the lack of additional stalls in the stables when it comes to horses. While we're at it, here's a few more cons. We still don't have properties, even though the data miners discovered that properties are eventually coming to the game. We don't have different lobby types. We don't have the Rockstar creator or the Rockstar editor. We don't have heists. We don't have a secondary character, as well as all these other issues that persist in the game that need to be fixed that still haven't, like the Moonshine infinite loading screens, disconnects, etc. And another con I'm going to throw out there, why can't we own a mule or a donkey, Rockstar? I know it's a joke, a meme, but at the same time, there's some of us that just want our own mule and want our own donkey just for lulz. So those are the cons, along with the pros of an asterisk and the one pro, which are new horses. Time now for my final verdict regarding the Bounty Hunter expansion. This is not the way, Rockstar. Most of the content was either locked behind the prestigious Bounty Hunter license or Outlaw Pass 4 paywalls, while the daily challenge gold payouts have been dramatically decreased. We don't want a trader, collector, moonshiner, naturalist expansion updates. So no to any of that, Rockstar. Above all else, players in Red Dead Online, they just want updates that either allow them to be a lawman or an outlaw or both. Robbing trains, banks, big banks, small banks, tellers, stores, shopkeepers, stagecoaches, riverboats, mansions, museums, art galleries, warehouses. Isn't that kind of the point of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption 1? You're playing as an outlaw or a former outlaw or a reformed outlaw trying to find redemption. Why can't we be a lawman? Why can't we actually be an outlaw in Red Dead Online, since you're always promoting outlaws for life, outlaw pass, etc.? We want to be lawmen or outlaws or both, whether it's a white hat outlaw or a black hat lawman. You get the idea. But there's also other roles that you could possibly focus on that might be appealing if done right. Horse wrangling, prospector, ranch hands, angler, business owners, a few other things we'd like to see and be able to do in Red Dead Online, along with duels, gunslingers, maybe a Mexican standoff. And speaking of Mexico, how about a Mexico expansion? That would be nice, Rockstar. Now, we know because of the leaked information regarding Outlaw Pass 5, which I covered yesterday, is going to be starting probably in late March, early April at the conclusion of Outlaw Pass 4. And it's probably not going to be ending until probably at the earliest May or June, which means we may not see the next update to Red Dead Online till late spring, like May, June, July, going into summer 2021. And that will mean many months after players have maxed out the Bounty Hunter expansion, Outlaw Pass 4, Outlaw Pass 5, if anybody comes back for Outlaw Pass 5, as well as the new players that took advantage of that $5 discount for Red Dead Online standalone. That expires on February 2021, and that price goes back up from $5 US to $20. All of this does not bode well for the future of Red Dead Online going into spring and summer 2021. Red Dead Online surviving next year is starting to look very grim indeed, unless Rockstar takes this time to build a massive, awesome, epic update like Heist for GTA Online back in 2015. If they come out with another expansion role, like a trader expansion, collector expansion, moonshiner expansion, or naturalist expansion role for the next update, I hate to say it, but Red Dead Online might be done. It might be heading off into the sunset, which is something I don't want to see happening. And even though a lot of the community is upset right now with Rockstar, rightfully so, by the way, I don't blame the developers, the hardworking men and women at Rockstar Studios. A lot of these decisions are being made above their pay grade, so it's not on them. They're doing their best. But there needs to be new leadership, new direction when it comes to the future of Red Dead Online. And to be honest, the roles were an interesting take for Red Dead Online, but at the end of the day, I just don't really care for the roles. And I think most people are starting to feel role fatigue. In its simplest form, this game is about the Wild West experience, being a lawman, an outlaw, and other things as well could be added, like we mentioned already. But we also want heists. We also want properties. We want to feel like we're living in the Wild West. And at the moment, running around being a naturalist, sedating animals, doesn't feel like a Wild West experience at all, along with some of the other nonsense that they have added thanks to these previous updates. So unfortunately, the Bounty Hunter expansion, in my opinion, is not only the worst update to Red Dead Online, which is saying something because we also had the Naturalist update a few months ago. It could also be the nail in the final coffin when it comes to some players who were loyal to Red Dead Online. Your thoughts, your views, and opinions regarding the Bounty Hunter expansion, as well as what will it take to turn Red Dead Online around, welcome below in the comments section.